whether it's a TFSA, an RRSP, an FHSA, and you find it confusing, you're not alone. Each of these accounts can save you thousands in tax if you use them properly. Today, I'm going to break down the differences in the simplest way possible. Hey, I'm Sam. I have years of experience teaching personal finance, business, and career studies. This channel is all about helping Canadians make smart decisions with their money. Let's get into it. All three accounts have some stuff in common. They're containers, not investments themselves. It's important to keep that in mind. Each account can hold a mix of stocks, bonds, GICs, cash, whatever investments that you want to put inside them. All three accounts are tax advantaged. That means that there are legal ways to help you reduce your tax burden. Save money in tax. No shady stuff. It's also important to keep in mind that it's not necessarily a decision between the three. Most people can have all three at the same time. Account number one, the TFSA, or tax-free savings account. So the tax-free savings account is the most flexible tax-advantaged account in Canada. Despite its name, it's not just for savings. Keep that in mind. Your contributions to a tax-free savings account are not tax deductible. That means you don't get any money back at tax time. However, your investments grow tax-free. So if you leave something in there for a long time and it does quite well, you can save a ton of money in taxes. When you withdraw that money, it's already taxed. That money is all yours. And after your withdrawal, that withdrawal space comes back to you as more contribution room in the next year. Let's talk about contribution room. The tax-free savings account came out in 2009. Every year, the government decides how much room to add to every adult Canadian. At first, it was $5,000, $6,000 a year, and now in 2026, they've added $7,000 this year. That means if you were already 18 in 2009, you can contribute up to $109,000 to your tax-free savings account. If you weren't 18 in 2009, you'll have to do a little bit of work to determine how much space you have. It has the maximum flexibility, no max on withdrawals, and no impact on government benefits. The biggest downside to the tax-free savings account is you're not getting any money back on your taxes this year or next April. You also need to keep in mind that even though I make the argument this should be a tax-free investing account, that does not mean that it's for day trading. This is for long-term investing, buy, hold, sell once a year, not multiple transactions a month. If you use the account for day trading, you can get in a little hot water with the CRA. So, your tax-free savings account. It's the most flexible tax-advantaged account in Canada, but there's no money back today. However, your investments grow tax-free, withdrawals are tax-free. You get $5,000 to $7,000 of contribution room per year, and don't forget to invest inside it. It should be called the tax-free investing account. Next, we'll talk about the RRSP, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan. This is a tax deferral machine made primarily for saving for retirement. You can also use it for a first home purchase, but it's maybe not the best option. The biggest pro on an RRSP is that tax deferral. When you make a contribution to your RRSP, you'll get money back at tax time. If you're in a high tax bracket, it can really add up. Your investments grow in a tax-deferred manner, which means your investments will be taxed, but not while it's sitting in the account. Your withdrawals are taxed as income later. This works out really well for most people. Most people make more money in their working years than they do in retirement. So you're in a higher tax bracket while you're working, and overall it's going to save you money on taxes. It also gives you money back that you can spend today. If you anticipate a big tax bill at the end of the year, your RRSP can also be a great way to reduce that. An RRSP is best for people who are making a medium to high income. The higher your income, the more you're going to benefit. It's good for retirement savings, and it can be used by first-time homebuyers using the Home Buyers Plan. This used to be the best way to save for a home in Canada, but we now have the First Home Savings Account. The biggest downside of a registered retirement savings plan is that there's penalties for making withdrawals for anything other than retirement or a first home purchase. A retirement savings plan is not a very flexible plan. Let's talk about your contribution room and your registered retirement savings plan. Your contribution room maxes out at 18% of what you earned in the previous year, for most of us. So let's say you made $50,000 last year. That means that you can contribute up to $9,000 to your registered retirement savings plan. Plus, there's some rollover from the prior year, but that does expire, so get on it quickly. For the high income earners, the maximum that you can contribute to a registered retirement savings plan is a little over $30,000 a year. For most of us, we just have to think about the 18%. So, the registered retirement savings plan. It's perfect for retirement, and you can use it for home buying. You get money back next tax season. Your investments grow tax deferred, but your withdrawals are taxed, hopefully at a lower tax bracket than where you are today. You can contribute up to 18% of your gross income, and you use it or lose it. It doesn't roll over forever like a tax-free savings account. The RRSP is perfect for lowering your tax burden today and long-term savings. Finally, Canada's newest and probably best tax-advantaged account, the First Home Savings Account, FHSA. It has all the best features of a TFSA and an RRSP. Your First Home Savings Account is awesome. Contributions to your First Home Savings Account are tax deductible, just like your RRSP, so you'll get money back when you file your taxes. But better than the RRSP, your growth is also tax-free, just like the TFSA. So anything you make in investments or interest in that account grows tax-free. Your withdrawals are also tax-free, as long as you use them for a qualifying home purchase. You can contribute up to $8,000 a year to your First Home Savings Plan for a max of $40,000 in your lifetime. You must use the money you've saved within the next 15 years. If it's unused, it can roll into your RRSP without impacting RRSP contribution room. That means it's a decent account even if you aren't saving for your first home. You're only eligible to open a First Home Savings account if you haven't purchased that first home. There's a couple other situations where it can maybe work, but those are rare. This account is best for anyone who might buy a home. If you're eligible, there's basically no downside. It'll roll over into your RRSP even if you don't purchase that first home. All right, your First Home Savings account. This is an account used only to buy your first home, or any extras roll over into your RRSP. You get money back next tax season, and your investments grow tax-free. When you make your withdrawal, that is tax-free. In terms of contribution room, you get $8,000 a year, but it's important to note that it only starts accumulating when you open the account. This is the best option if you are eligible. I should note that there are some other tax-advantaged accounts in Canada. There's also the Registered Education Savings Plan that helps you save for your kids' education. If you have a kid and you're saving for their education, you can get free money. The government will give you a grant of up to $500. You just have to contribute $2,500 on your own. We also have a really powerful Registered Disability Savings Plan. If you'd like more information about this, I'll include a link below. To summarize, we have three key tax-advantaged accounts in Canada: the tax-free savings account, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, and the First Home Savings Account. In your TFSA, there's no tax deduction today. You don't get any money back at tax time. You do get tax-free withdrawals, and it's super flexible. You can use money out of your TFSA for anything you want, and you get the contribution back in the next tax year. Money that you put in your RRSP is tax deductible today, so you will get money back at tax time. That makes it quite an attractive account. However, all of your earnings are taxed later, usually in retirement. It's best for high-income earners. Your First Home Savings account is the best of both worlds. Tax deduction today, tax-free withdrawals later. Even if you don't use it to buy your first home, it just rolls into that RRSP anyway, without impacting contribution room. If you want to dig deeper into each account, check out my personal finance playlist here. If this helped, hit the like or subscribe button.